works hard at being ordinary. Not for him, the wild rock star life. For him, the road and stage door thrills with groupies fell a little short of rock and roll's fast lane.
With girls, you know, I mean, I'd always be waiting for them to come and pick me up. You know, I would never make the first move. I mean, even with the groupie period, you know, which was never really actually too relevant to Genesis because we were always appealed to spotty blokes, you know. It never really actually turned out that way. And even if it had done, I'd have been there waiting at the stage door, waiting for someone to come and take me by the hand, you know. Bit lame, really.
Apparently, if you know where to look, you can find Phil Collins among a crowd seen in the Beatles' A Hard Day's Night. In movie Frauds, Phil Collins is no longer the expert.
I think I have enough hotel, Nathan.
He's the star of this new Australian film, and as always, he plays the crook.
What do you want?
I do love you.
But it was in Buster, playing the romantically doomed great train robber, where Phil Collins made his name as an actor. And where only Phil Collins could worry a simple sex scene with Julie Walters into something difficult.
I don't know, do you really kiss her? Do you sort of pretend the mouth's open but it isn't, you know? All that kind of stuff. I mean, I actually really liked Julie, so it was very hard for me to do it any other way, you know. We got really attached to each other during the course of that film, and I think that's one of the reasons why, to a lot of people, it was a believable love story, because they saw a bit of a spark, you know.
Are you being typecast? Does it just go with the accent?
As a sleaze, you mean?
Yeah.
Well, actually, I thought you were going to say that Buster was a crook, and you made him lovable. How come, even in that environment, you end up making something quite likeable?
Who's asking the questions here? That's a better question.
Yeah, that's what I thought you were going to say, because I haven't had that one, you see. But actually, no, I love to do things that are against type.
It goes against type to think of Phil Collins as anything but earnestly middle-class English.
There's a few people around here with a few bob, yeah.
Albeit with an accent that suggests maybe he started life somewhat lower down the class ladder. But all that's changed.
We only really wanted the garage, but with every garage comes a house.
It's here in leafy Surrey, in the so-called stockbroker belt, where Phil Collins lives and writes his hard life songs.
Life must be tough. Well, it's a fish. I've got to be honest, it's a fish.
There's an element of who is this rich guy sitting here recording in the stockbroker belt, worrying about the third world.
Right.
Is there any justification for that funny criticism?
You know, I don't know. I mean, I've heard all this stuff about you're a rich pop star. How can you possibly know what it's like? I just try within the parameters that I have to work in. I try and keep my feet as firmly on the ground as I possibly can.
You're an ordinary bloke.
As much as I can be.
And you're a citizen.
But I'm prepared to believe that, of course, I'm not an ordinary bloke because I go and do the shopping, but it doesn't matter how much it costs.
So will it take me very long to master this?
Not long at all, really, no.
Happy old Phil reckoned we'd caught him at the end of a bad day.
But,
so it's official. He does have good days.
You can always make a nice noise with black notes.
No, black notes.
These particular black notes are quite quiet, unfortunately. More fortunately for you, because you can't play. But,
black notes, dark songs, very dark songs. Songs about heartache and hard luck. The proof Phil Collins hasn't lost his common touch is that these songs reach so many. Every minute of the day, somewhere in the world, a radio station or a television station is putting one of your songs to air. There's no doubt about that.
Right.
And here you're pushing a trolley around the supermarket and being an ordinary bloke. How do you get away with it?
My mum and dad told me, you know, save up for the rainy day, boy. And I'm still saving for the rainy day.
That's very modest.
Hey, I'm English.